What's up everyone? Thanks for joining another video. Today is the second video of the 10 Days Of series. This month's theme is Air Jordans, and if you missed the first video of the series, I'm basically going to be posting 10 different shoes randomly selected that align to the theme for the month over 10 days. It's pretty self-explanatory, but anyway, that's what it is. Today's shoe is the Air Jordan Eclipse. So before we get stuck into the video, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. But I'm really grateful to everyone for clicking through. Smash the like button if you think it's worthy. Maybe even if you don't think it's worthy, but I shouldn't say that because I think it is worthy. And comment down below if you've got anything to say. Also, I've got an Instagram page. Go over there and check it out. It's 3 kicks a day, like the YouTube channel. Alright, so the Eclipse. This is a really interesting shoe, and the reason why I thought about doing a video on this is because it is really different from a typical Air Jordan shoe. As a sneakerhead, or really anyone who's generally into sneakers, you would know that the Air Jordan brand isn't only about performance-based models. But you'd be surprised, there's a lot of people out there who still think that the Jordan brand is two things: performance basketball shoes and really expensive. This shoe is neither of those things. Well, I guess it's kind of one of those things because it is pretty expensive, or was pretty expensive considering what it is, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So the Eclipse, this pair of shoes is a pair that I bought in 2016, I think. It's not a model that is still made today. I can probably see why. I don't think that there is a lot of appeal for a pair of shoes like these. And while I said at the start of the video that it isn't expensive, I actually think it is pretty expensive, at least from a retail perspective, considering what you're getting. There isn't much to the shoe, and I think it retailed for about $140 here in Australia. That's a lot for a shoe that really doesn't give you much outside of the Jordan logo. In any case, what we'll do is break down the shoe and we'll take a look at each of the components, and it's going to be pretty quick because there really isn't much to this shoe. But we'll start with the outsole. And what we've got is an outsole that I think is pretty much the exposed midsole, which I don't think is anything fancy. It's not Cushlon, not Phylon, nothing like that. There is a air unit in the heel at least, and that is where you can see this Jumpman logo at the bottom. But for the rest of the midsole, you've got a few flex grooves, and then you've got like a herringbone pattern that's been etched into it. I guess it hasn't worn really well. I haven't worn this pair of shoes a whole heap, and I can see that there's already areas where the tread pattern is starting to wear down. It does what it's meant to do, but it's not a durable outsole, nor is it something that would be really friendly on the court. So just so you know. Into the midsole, and what we've got is a really uninspiring midsole. It is, in this colorway at least, white, and it really just looks like a slab of foam. There's no real etching apart from a little bit around the back of the midsole that wraps around the heel. There's like a line that's been etched into it, but it really isn't anything fancy. It actually looks like a midsole that you would find in a really, really cheap pair of shoes. On feet, it feels fine. It's not particularly soft. It just provides protection against the ground, I guess. It's pretty basic, but Anyway, into the upper, and what you've got is a textile upper in this colorway. I think this particular model was available with some other treatments for the upper, but I still think it's worth saying again, for $140, you're really not getting much. It is breathable and it does feel comfortable on foot. There isn't a whole heap of strength, I guess, to the material. Like, I can see that there are some bits that are fraying already, and as I said earlier, I really haven't worn it a lot. There is some padding around the heel collar, and it gives enough padding to be comfortable without being overdone. The tongue, though, is not padded at all. As far as branding goes, you do have an Air Jordan logo on the heel and then a small Air Jordan logo on this pull tab on the tongue. I think it's time we probably take a look at how these guys look on feet. There you have it, guys. That's the second shoe of the series, a totally different shoe than what the Jordan brand is typically known for putting out. Does anyone out there remember this shoe, own this shoe, and are you still wearing this shoe? Anyway, until the next video, laters.